Coming up on this episode of Free Lunch.
Says that if a man is in poverty, it's because that man has not made himself useful to the world. When a man makes himself useful, the world will compensate him accordingly. That you have to let go of what you have in order to get what you want. In the middle part, when you don't have this and you don't have that, that is faith. And for an entrepreneur, there's seasons like that. So I just realized when it comes to family, stepping up to the plate, ringing the bell, being the man that your family needs, not necessarily the man that your family wants. Yo, if you broke nowadays, it's your fault.
Yo,
I don't know if I was supposed to say that.
Why you making people mad on my show,
Yo,
bro?
listen, it's your fault. I'm the CCO of a company called Punk Panda.
Okay.
Punk Panda is a messaging app. And the whole purpose of this messaging app is to bring more new people to crypto.
It's Free Lunch Season 3 with a special thanks to our sponsors, Bullseye-LLC.com, Ready, Aim, Bullseye, where safety is our ammo, Gen1LLC.info, Generation 1 Logistics, taking pride in putting our carriers first and helping owner-operators get premium loads, stay organized, and increase profit, and ScarletOakCandleCo.com, the self-care experts. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Freestyle Gospel, a.k.a. The Real Free, with another episode of Free Lunch. And I got my man T.W. Dawson in the building, y'all. Yeah. I'm trying not to have my cheese be so lit, y'all. And I ain't even got my clap buttons for him. Yeah, I decided today to keep the soundboard away from me, man, just to give us some room. But yo, thank you so much for coming through, bro.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Yes. Doing big things these days. What are you doing these days? Who tell the people? I know who T.W. Dawson / AKA Smooth is, but tell the people, who is T.W. Dawson?
Well,
I know that's the pack question every time.
It's a pack question, yeah. Well, who am I? What do I do? Well, one thing's for sure, I always start off most of my introductions like this. I'm 47 years old, and I've never worked for another human being in my life.
Wow.
I start off like that, just to give you a background of my entrepreneurial spirit.
Hold on, time. I didn't even know that's how old you were.
Yeah, 47.
Wow. Where? God, do you see anywhere? God, this dude built like a 25-year-old. Wow, that's fire.
I'll tell you this right here. Two
that's
things.
Fire.
One, no stress.
Wow. Never worked for anybody.
That's one reason why I have no stress. Not in that way. I never had a boss. Never had somebody telling me what to do. Never had somebody pressuring me. Never had nobody. I always made my own way. Been doing it for a long time. And there's stresses that go with that. But at the same time, I'll take those stresses. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear that. He said, I never had a boss. You know how many people can't say that? And that's not to even give somebody the illusion either that comes like super easy or anything. Like we pick our stress.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So there's a bit of stress that you got to mitigate. Not ever working for nobody. It's not like, because I never had a boss, life is all peaches and roses for me. Like, right? But you pick when you at least are in the driver's seat to choose.
Well, guess what? I never had a boss, but sometimes I had to sleep in my car though.
That part.
So it's like, the security of having a boss versus the freedom to not have a boss. With the freedom comes insecurity, meaning that anything can happen at any given time. Today I could be a millionaire, tomorrow I could be dead broke, or vice versa.
Yo.
And those are the ups and downs of an entrepreneur over the last 30 plus years.
So all this time never having a boss, like what are some of the titles you've gone by in your own ventures? So clearly for all this your working life, you've been an entrepreneur. What are some of the working titles you've been an entrepreneur in?
Well, I started out as a barber. Most people know that. I started out as a barber. I think I cut my first head when I was about 13 years old. And then I went to high school and started cutting the football teams here, the basketball team, the track guys here. And then eventually I got good enough that I got recruited by a barbershop. And when I got there, it just was like a lot of stuff was happening, a transition. There was an older guy there, and the lady was older, and she had tragedy in her family, and she had to just leave the shop and left it in my hands.
Wow.
So at 15 years old, I basically was running my own barbershop. I started out working there.
Wow.
And with an older guy that was there, but then he ended up leaving town or doing something. I'm not sure what the situation was, but he just didn't work out. And then I was there, and the lady that owned the shop you know, she had tragedy. Her son died, her husband died, all in the same like few months. So that my first year, I basically was at this barbershop, running this barbershop myself at 15 years old.
Did you feel like prepared for something like that? Or was it like, well, were you really anxious at that? You know,
when you grow up poor,
old.
poor and you don't have anything. I'm going to tell you a story, Chris. I'm going to tell you a story.
Okay.
All right, check this out. I'm in high school. I'm a freshman in high school. I'm 15, I believe. And this is what created Smooth. That's one of my nicknames. That's one of the names I go by. Yeah. This is how Smooth was created.
Okay.
All right. I'm in high school. I'm in Spanish class. Spanish class was the last class of the day. It ended at 2:37, something like that. So I'm in there, and there's a Spanish girl in there. I'm hollering at her. I'm talking to her. What's up? Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Putting that Smooth game
in fact,
on.
no, this is my sophomore year. My sophomore year of high school. I'm 15, sophomore year. My freshman year, we were kind of like girlfriend, boyfriend, kind of, you know, people trying to match us up.
Yeah.
You know, we were both little kids, you know.
Yeah.
Sophomore things changed because she got hot, and then it was seniors and stuff like that. You know, I'm still being a kid.
Yeah.
So I'm hollering at her. And this was around January. It was actually January 1991. Right? Matter of fact, it was January the 12th, 1991 at 2:17 in the afternoon. I'm talking to her, and then finally I just like, yo, what's up with us? Cause you know, can we get this? You know, what's up? She said, no, I could never talk to you. I was like, what? I said, why? She said, cause you're dirty. Exactly.
Like in a literal sense?
You're dirty. Like, she called me dirty. So then I looked down at myself, right? Now this time I'm cutting hair. But I'm cutting hair in the summer just to get school clothes for the fall.
Okay.
Like I'm hustling. I'm cutting hair during the summer, riding my bike around town from the Ville to the Tray, Mud Hole, you know, the Ave. I'm just to make enough money so I can get sneakers and some clothes. And I looked down at my clothes. I bought my clothes in August. So I had a pair of cargo pants on, a plaid shirt, and some New Balance on, but they was from the beginning of the school year, January.
Yeah.
I wasn't dirty. I just wasn't fresh. And this is 91 when all the drugs came out. And all the kids was, you know, they was doing what they was doing. It hurt me. It hurt me. It crushed me. I managed to get out of that class. I managed to walk down the hallway. I managed to get to my locker. I managed to walk out of Hill House. I managed to get all the way to Henry Street. Got almost to Orchard Street, and I broke down in tears. It hurt. It hurt me at the core. Because this is a girl that we were just really, really cool like a year ago, and now so much changed.
Wow.
She was dating a guy from the Tray. He was a drug dealer, and I was just a little kid. So I said, you know what? And then I was getting offers to cut hair at Willie Mae's barbershop. Her grandson was like, yo, you should come cut hair, Smooth cut hair. I'm like, nah, I was into sports. I'm an athlete.
Yeah.
I wanted to play sports. So I was like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do sports. That day I made a decision. I said, you know what? Never will I ever allow anybody to ever say anything like that to me again.
Yeah.
And the reason why I know the date is because it was Martin Luther King. It was the week of Martin Luther King's birthday. So I went to the barbershop that day, but it was closed because it was Martin Luther King's birthday.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And then the next day was a Wednesday. So I went on a Thursday and I walked into the shop and said, hi, I'm Smooth. You probably heard about me. I'm here to work. And I got hired on the spot.
And that was at 15? At
15 years old. Now, guess what? If you don't know, you don't cut hair at a barbershop at 15.
No. That's why I'm looking. I'm like, this is at 15.
But I was, my fame had went out so much. I had a year on the streets just killing it. I had offers at Ashes and all kinds of other bars.
Bike riding everywhere.
Yeah, I was bike riding at first, but then that summer is when I just planted my feet in the Ville. And that's when I had a real Ville clientele. They was calling me Smooth the Barber of the Ville.
Yeah.
You know, and I was just that guy, you know, and Ashes was like, yo, as soon as you turn 18, I'm hiring you. This is it. You are that good. I even got in trouble at Ashes because I was sitting Ashes and watched them cut hair. And then the next thing you know, guys were like, yo, Let me. One guy's like waiting too long. I went and cut his hair. This guy went right back to the barbershop. Yo, look, Smooth cut my hair.
Smooth cut my hair.
Oh, it was the worst thing ever. He kicked me out the barbershop, and I knew I was gonna work there now.
Oh man,
that messed that up. But that was a good thing though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, for me, that when I did get hired at Willie Mae, the guy that was there, he's passed now, Randy Smith. He was working there. He was coming in at the same time I was coming in. And I don't know if you know barbershops, they're subcontractors, so I work for myself. I basically pay for my chair. And he went away on a trip, never came back. And then right after that, she just kind of like had a bunch of issues with her family, death and stuff like that. And so I was just there. And the one thing I did was, what was different from me than anybody else that I know that ever did the barber game, is that I was consistent.
Yeah,
I was there every single day.
That's still today.
Yeah, no.
Today we struggle to find consistent barbers.
I was there every single day. I didn't care if no customers. I went a whole summer with no customers because I had a lot of Ville customers that were from the Ave that wouldn't even come over there.
Yeah.
So I had to start basically all over. I had the name, but I didn't have the clientele at that point.
Yeah.
They wanted me to... They
still move on the bike.
Yeah, no, but I said, no, this is where I'm going to... I'm going to plant my feet here. So I had to basically start all over. I had the name.
Yeah.
People knew, but my clients wasn't coming over. So I had to start all over. So I sat in a barbershop for a year with Randy watching him cut hair with no customers.
You still nice? You still nice with the clippers?
Me now?
Yeah.
Yeah. I do some other stuff now.
I don't
just cut hair now. I grow hair.
Of course.
I grow hair. If you got a problem with hair growth, I'm your guy.
Oh, okay. See,
so I'm putting this out there.
Low key, he might be trying to come for me, y'all. You know I be struggling with the patchy.
No, listen. I'm putting that out there like I'm taking clients and something like that. I do a specific clientele that needs certain needs.
Okay.
You know, cutting hair for me right now is not, I don't get up for that.
Nah.
Anybody can get a haircut.
But that's what I wanted to have you like kind of breeze through, is just over the, years, you shared the awesome, backstory of doing the barber thing. But what are some of the other just like things as an entrepreneur you've done over these 30 years?
The thing is this, once you're a barber, if you're smart, you have access to doctors and ditch diggers.
Everybody got to get a haircut.
Yeah, everybody got to get a haircut. So I was mentored by people indirectly.
Yes.
I had engineers.
Just hearing their story.
Engineers. I had doctors. I had all the Yale students from the divinity, from the law school. They would all come get their haircut there. And it became a tradition. So I ran into some of the smartest people in the world.
Yeah.
Just right there at the barbershop.
Right there at your fingertips.
So I didn't have a father in my life. I met my father, that's an whole nother story, when I was 23 years old. But by that time, I was mentored by so many different people, and I took advantage of every lesson. And from there, I got into real estate. I got into the restaurant business. Got into credit repair. I got into everything that you can possibly think of entrepreneurial. Yeah. And then
what point in like your age, like from 15, that first job, or 13 rather, to the point where, like, what was the catalyst, I guess you could say, where in your mind you told yourself, I'm intentionally not going to have a boss?
Oh,
like,
that's a good question.
What age was that?
There was a gentleman that came in my shop. I'm going to say his name because I love this man. He's a legend. If you don't know who he is, his name is Chuck Streeter.
Shout out to Chuck Streeter.
Chuck Streeter. He changed my life.
He's still alive?
Yeah, yes, he is. Okay. Chuck Streeter is still alive. His son, Swag and Ty, those are my guys, right?
All right.
If y'all hear this, your father changed my life. He sat in my chair. He used to say, I'm allowing you to cut his hair. Like, he wouldn't just let you, like, I'm not cutting, he's allowing me to cut his hair.
You to
it was
cut
a
my
privilege
hair,
to cut his hair. Yes, exactly. And it was. And he said,
are you 15 at this time?
I'm 15.
Okay.
He said, and I'm not going to say it the way he said it, but he said, his words was, I'll never work for a white man.
Okay.
He said that. He just said it. And he was adamant about it. And when he said that, I'm like, wow. And I never crossed my mind. So then when I took that, again, I learned from everybody.
Yeah.
I said, well, I'll never work for no man. At 15 years old, I declared I would never work for another man.
Oh, look, 15-year-old T.W. Dawson was like, I don't care what color, you could be purple. I ain't working for nobody.
Yeah, because I saw the passion in what he was saying. It hit me.
The conviction.
It hit me at a core level. Like, wow. Like, you just don't hear stuff like that. Even when I said it don't sound like something you hear. But you know, as you grow up, you hear things in your life and they become yours.
Yes.
That was something that I heard that became mine, and I had to live that.
So did you ever ask him why he was saying that? Like, you just kind of just took it in that moment?
I knew why he was saying it, because he was more of a militant type of, I don't want to say Black Panther, I don't want to misrepresent him, but it came across as a sign of rebellion for the system. It came across as a sign of a rebellion for the oppression that our people was going through. And he was like, I will never put myself in that situation. Yeah. And I felt that.
Yeah, yeah.
So I understood, and I'm too young to understand the oppression. I'm too understand
at that age,
but I do understand the overall freedom of being able to not have to work for somebody.
Okay.
And I was able to articulate that in my mind, and it made sense for me at that point. And I said, no, I'm not gonna work for nobody then.
So now fast forward to present day, you know, I mean, hey, you might as nasty as you still might be with the Clippers, here, all things, you know, anything and everything that you've done. Today, what are you waking up for today?
That's a good question. And it deserves a good answer. I wake up right now for legacy. I wake up now because if this is the last day that I'm here, what is going to be said? What is going to be the pages in my book that I left behind for my kids, for my wife, for all the people that know Smooth? The tales of Smooth from New Haven, the tales of T.W. Dawson worldwide, the tales of T.W. Dawson from, you know, being in Atlanta for a few years, doing public speaking and being on national platforms. When the story is over, what are they going to talk about?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm very particular about how I represent myself, because we can sit here right now and talk bad about somebody. Not necessarily bad. They might deserve it. Like, yeah, that person, that. And I always used to say, I never want somebody having that same conversation about me somewhere else.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, that's deep.
And that's so I work for legacy. Now, most of the things you hear about me is true. And that's fine. I don't make no apologies, because I'm a grown man. I do what I do.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's what I want it to be, not some corny stuff. I sleep good at night knowing I didn't have to do no sucker stuff to be where I'm at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's more important to me than anything else. So what I get up for is to keep pushing it, to be so far ahead that we don't even know who second place is. If I'm a barber and I want to be the best barber,
you can't breeze past bars like that. Smooth. Hold on, run that back. He said to go so far. We don't know what?
I want to be so far ahead that we don't even know who's in second.
Yeah, I'm done. That's crazy. Yeah. I'm about to put that in one of my next rap battle bars or something. Yo, we don't even know who second place is. And I think it's a testament of too, like, you know, even if you're not a person that, like, because there's people who will demonize, you know, competitive spirit or things like that, right? Well, but even if you're not, you know, concerned with that type of thing, I think what it speaks to is a certain focused resolve about you. So yeah, let's say you don't care about what place you come in. Okay, fine. But we could all agree you should have focused resolve within you if you're gonna bother with doing anything.
Yes.
Like if you're gonna make up your mind to use time, the most valuable, you know, commodity there is, right? Let it be something that you're intentional about, that you're committed, you're determined about. And then, yeah, okay, if you don't care about what the place is, okay, but I think you'll always find yourself coming in first place if you're doing what you're doing to that committed, resolved degree.
Yeah. Well, Chris, I think the fundamental problem is the way society is now. Society has tried to tame that spirit.
Yeah. Oh, for
they
sure.
want to give out ribbons for 13th place. You know,
facts.
They want to do stuff like they want to lower the bar so low that you can literally crawl over it.
Yeah, yeah.
And before, in order to have real status, you would really have to accomplish something. Yeah. But then it makes so many more people uncomfortable. Like I've been making people uncomfortable my whole life.
Yeah.
You know, the transition, I was into the church really, really heavy for a long time. And I dealt with adversary from older people because I'm coming in thinking, oh, well, all we got to do is do this. All we got to do is this. If we do this, we can do that. Yeah, and then all I'm doing is showing what they wasn't doing the whole time they was there.
And who this young person think they is? Think you know everything.
They tried to bridle me in some ways by saying, oh, you're confrontational, you're this, you're that, you're this, you're that. And I'm like, and those things will try to tame you.
Yeah.
You know, and then I realized, you know what? They're trying to tame me. So I can't let this happen.
Yeah.
I got to push back. Because if we don't push back, then we'll be docile.
I don't know. I think somebody once upon a time who went up in a synagogue flipping tables. That seemed pretty confrontational.
Exactly, because it wasn't. He was changing the norm. You know,
that seemed confrontational.
Absolutely, changing the norm. But that's the thing. Society right now, they don't want real masculine spirit. They want something else. They want things to be that 50-50. And then we going into a whole other. They want it to be balanced. And no, we're not the same.
So, like, you know, what comes to my mind is like really trying to just see where, you know, people can find, like, or what I see people attempting to try to do now is trying to like wake up and find what is the way that they can get to things like freedom they want to experience, what, you know, joy, financial freedom, really, let me be specific, you know, time with their family, just enjoying doing, you know, again, getting that like time back, the thing that they can't get. And I think that's where you find people who decide they want to be an entrepreneur, right? Is because I'm trying to like get my time back. I'm trying to get some financial freedom or what have you. Maybe they're not at the place of resolve that you are, where it's like, I'll never work for anybody. But nonetheless, you know, there's that. What you see, or, you know, at least I'm seeing a lot now, the way people are trying to make that kind of bridge where, hey, I want to still, I'm not sure yet if I want to like not ever work for someone, but I want to have my hand in some kind of entrepreneurial spirit, whether it's investing or whatever, where I can still keep a job, still dabble here and have some kind of financial thing going for me. One of those things, those bridges have really been like crypto.
Yes.
It's been like, you know, from people to stories you hear about, you know, earlier this year or the turn of the year, people going from literally dirt broke to like millionaires overnight with what was that? One of those coins, Dogecoin or something, right? Like, so it's like this big crypto craze, but a lot of people like don't know about crypto, right? So they hear about it. They hear like it's this really, really great, potentially lucrative thing, but it's like, hey, what's for the person that it sounds like, oh, it's too financially, like, you know, geeky for lack of a better term, or like it's I'm gonna have to go to school for this, or I'm not a, you know, statistics or, you know, stock market guy, it's too overwhelming. What is out there for people to kind of get slowly, kind of just gradually introduced to just the crypto world?
Yeah. Well, there's a few things out there, but let me just touch on crypto for a second. The main reason why crypto hasn't taken mass adoption is the learning curve. It's complicated. Yeah. That's number one.
And people just automatically just look at it, think it's scary. It's like it's too...
Anything that you don't know how to do that you're doing for the first time is scary.
Exactly.
And that's what crypto is to over 95% of the people on the planet. All right, so that's the first thing. And then the second thing is the volatility. The fact that you can be a millionaire
overnight,
and then you can lose every last one of those coins just as fast. So the volatility and the education. So if you're not educated in it, then you won't be able to withstand the volatility of it. Now, there's some people that have an overall understanding of finances or the financial institutions or economics, that they understand the volatility of it, and they can go in and make things happen. Some people understand that. But when crypto is marketed to the masses as a get rich type of thing, that's when people fail.
Yeah.
Because I remember I get a call from one of my friends. I'm not gonna say his name. Hey, we gonna be rich, such and such and such. So I'm listening to him. I said, okay, what is it? Yes, I said, you don't even gotta tell me what it is. I said, but it's not gonna work. What you mean? I said, well, who told you about it? The guy at your job. I said, the guy at your job, the guy that works with you? Meaning the guy that does the same thing you do. He has enough time to educate himself and do all this stuff, and then he's gonna bring you something that's gonna make all y'all rich? I said, what's the odds of that? And that's how people are trying to get into crypto. People are getting into crypto on a hunch, or
it's waves,
it's like as a
FOMO,
gimmick.
they call it the FOMO.
Yeah,
fear of missing out.
They're coming in on a hunch from a guy that's doing the same thing you do. The guy that's bagging your groceries might as well say, hey, buy this coin, and you get excited.
Don't it remind you of like when the dude, I don't know if you've experienced this, but like the dudes that try to do like the lottery pools.
Yeah.
They're like, yo, like put your $5 in, and then we can get 200 tickets.
Yeah.
And then we'll split the winnings when we hit it.
So people go about crypto the wrong way.
Yeah.
Crypto is no different than any other financial instrument that you have to understand. You have to learn it. Now, as you're going back to your question, there are things that you can get into crypto that will kill the learning curve for more so for novice. And it just so happens, and that's what one of the things that I'm involved in right now.
Yeah.
I'm the CCO of a company called Punk Panda.
Okay.
Punk Panda is a messaging app. And the whole purpose of this messaging app is to bring more new people to crypto. So it's a real simple application. It's no different.
And I could get this app on my phone, like from iPhone, Apple
Store, Google Play. It's Punk Panda.
Okay.
You know, and as a matter of fact, you have it in your phone already. And before we leave, we're gonna make sure yours is set up, and we're gonna give out your invite code so that anybody hearing it can join it through you, and then see the rewards.
Boom. Let me see. I actually have it. And you said I actually might have to just update mine, right?
Update it. Yep.
But it's literally, I don't know if you guys could see that. It's a picture of a panda.
Yep.
The icon. Okay.
So basically what it is, it's no different than a WhatsApp, no different than a Telegram. It's a messaging service that allows you to make phone calls, send videos, files. And what it does that's different than WhatsApp, you can send large files up to 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah. You know how many times, bro, I had to like find somewhere else to send something to somebody?
Yeah.
I couldn't get this large
files
file.
Up to 30 minutes on Punk Panda. Now, the app is just getting to the point where we're unloading or unveiling different modules, meaning that we start out with just the messaging. You can only message people. Okay. Then we added the phones. Then we added the video call. Then we added this. Yep. So we're about 75% through our modules. So we're going to be a complete full app. And it's going to be bugs because we're in the first year. Yep. Our first year, we had a million downloads. And we have a token associated with that. So this is the main part about Punk Panda that's so interesting.
And the crazy thing is that first year, like over 1 million downloads, like you guys had to go like 4 months though offline.
We went five months. We went 4 months offline and another 2 or 3 months with problems, like technical problems.
And still have like this many people, the masses are still like coming by the...
Yes. And the reason why is because we're rewarding you to use it. First of all, it's a private app. That's number one. So your privacy is the most important thing. We don't hold your data. Yeah. We don't keep your data in a cloud somewhere. If me and Chris are communicating, that message is going from my phone to your phone straight through. Nobody else can intercept it. We're not selling your data. We're not keeping your data. We're not doing what Facebook or WhatsApp is doing. We're completely, totally for freedom of privacy. Yeah. And with that, we added a crypto element to it. So every time you use the app in your application, you'll receive cryptocurrency every single half an hour, every single day.
Now, what cryptocurrency is this?
It's the Punk Panda cryptocurrency. It's PPM, which is now listed on Pancake Swap. And coming up in a couple of weeks, we're gonna be announcing another exchange that we're gonna be listed on. And so
while I'm just like literally just doing what I would do on any other, sending somebody a message, while I'm literally just not thinking about crypto at all, just using the app, sending a message to somebody, text my boy, yo, what up? You trying to get something to eat?
Yep.
I'm literally earning crypto.
Yes. So just think about it like this. You're using the app. You're doing whatever you normally do. And then one day you said, what's this wallet feature on it? Because this has a wallet on it.
It comes with a wallet. Once you get set up on that.
It has a wallet on it already. And one day you're going to just look on the wallet and it's going to say 2,000 PPM tokens. Then you're going to say, PPM tokens, what are these? So then you're going to look it up and you're going to see that PPM tokens are worth anywhere, let's just say in the future, it's worth $4 a piece.
And you got 2,000 of these. From just shooting the crap with your boy or doing what you already was going to be doing.
And this is what we're doing. We're bringing new people into crypto. So think about it. Out of the 1 million people that we have downloaded, let's say 700,000 of them never did crypto.
Yeah. And those are about the numbers.
Yeah,
and you know what I mean? The ratio of people that have never been involved.
They've never done crypto, but now they have to learn how to do the wallet. Now they have to learn how to go to exchange. Now they have to, and then we provide educational. We have Panda Academy where we're teaching people how to do all these things.
Yeah.
So again, in order for society to have real financial freedom, they have to have freedom of their money. Their money can't be locked up in these central banks.
And what I love about it is that it like the app, like you're saying like, hey, now you have to, be educated about crypto or do these things, and really, even, not to sound, because I don't want the wrong idea to come across, it's not so much that you have to. I mean, you could just let the tokens keep building up in your wallet.
Yeah.
But it behooves you that if you have, essentially, it's free money.
Nobody's going to let those tokens build up once they realize the value of it.
Once you realize it. But I love how separate from the actual coins building up, you can just continue to enjoy the app. The features of the app are very practical, useful features, aside from the wallet. And then when you're ready to jump in and go, okay, I have this already built up. I didn't have to go and listen to my boy at the job, to jump in this, big, super risky thing that he doesn't know much about to get introduced to crypto.
Well, let me say this to you too. I don't know what you know about the history of crypto, but crypto was never meant to be purchased. Crypto was meant to be earned.
Yes, from doing tasks.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Bitcoin started by proof of stake or proof of what was it? I think it's proof of stake or proof of something. I'm sorry, it's escaping me. But you had to solve these equations to make sure that people were who they supposed to be. Yeah, the blockchain.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, you would earn Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So the people who made real money in Bitcoin are the people who earned it.
Yeah.
Not so much the people who bought it.
Yeah.
The people who bought it now, if you bought it at $10,000 and you held it for 4 or 5 years and it got up to $60,000, $70,000 a year, but then you would have to sell it. But the people, I know a guy to this day, he still has, I believe, over 500 Bitcoin.
Wow.
And he said at one point he had over 3,000 Bitcoin.
Wow.
And my numbers might be off, but he could have had more than that. And so when the Bitcoin goes to 70,000, he's fine. And when it drops down to 20,000, he's fine. You know why? Because he earned it.
Yeah.
He didn't pay for it, so it's no loss. It's no ups and downs. And that's what crypto is.
And that's what you hear about. Like I come across YouTube videos all the time where people are trying to show people how to put 6 computers together and mine, for tokens and all this hard work. And it looks like I gotta go get all these computers and click the link in the description and find this device where I could just have an app that I'm just
there you go
texting my man and I'm earning.
So you got it. You figured it out, Chris. So you don't have to go through the long, drawn out mining process that requires energy, computers, technical knowledge.
Yeah.
We're mining,
I got time
quote unquote, mining our tokens through building our networks. So basically, we're paying you, we're rewarding you for sharing your network with us.
Yes. Got you.
That's what we're doing.
Okay.
So those million people got the Punk Panda premium, meaning that they were first to market and they were able to they were in the first, so it's a smart contract. So that means for the next 15 years, there will be a certain amount of Punk Panda tokens that'll come down the blockchain. Right now, it's 2,100 every half an hour. So if there was one person in Punk Panda, only one person, in every half an hour, there's still going to be 2,100 tokens that come down, and that person will get all 2,100.
Yeah.
Now, when there's 10 people, they share it. Now it's 1 million people, and they're sharing that 2,100.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So the people who came in first, people who came in early, and even the people that come in now, there will never be a time where you'll be able to benefit and get more tokens than right now.
And for people, you guys listening out there, if you haven't heard of the PPM token yet, then that should be a little bit of your indicator that it's still fairly in the early stage where it could be lucrative for you to might want to jump in, even though it's experienced the rapid growth already.
Well, listen to what you just said. If somebody is interested in crypto, the token is free.
That part, and that's the biggest, people on the show, you guys know me as Free, right? I love Free.
It's free.
I love Free, and I don't have to. In my mind, I don't see where I take on this huge risk of the volatility that comes with when my boy hits me about Dogecoin.
Yes.
Or it's like,
That's
okay,
the
but I gotta put this $100 up or $200 up.
You put $200 in Dogecoin, then now you're watching it, you're stressed out over it, you gave up on it, you forgot about it, it don't matter, I can't stand it, and you're frustrated and you're out the crypto game. Your experience was the market hits you, and then that's that. With this right here, you come in, Punk Panda token was up to $2.60 at one point, right? Everybody's excited. September that just passed was the worst crypto month in history. Our
for
token
everybody.
dropped from $2. It was dropping gradually with the market, but now it's at 30 cents. But anybody complaining about a 30-cent token that they got for free?
Yeah, no, you won't find complaints from me.
It's still free.
It was just building in my wallet when I wasn't paying attention.
Keep it in the wallet, and when the market changes, it'll be worth back to $2, back maybe $3, maybe $5. Who knows?
Wow, that's crazy. I'm like, look.
Now you're trying to see what you got.
Look, Dawson's got me checking my wallet, guys. I'm trying to see. I haven't gotten the update yet. I remember I just had downloaded when you first told me about it. But yeah, I gotta. My whole thing is trying to find a thing that where you can. So I'll play devil's advocate for a bit, right?
Yep.
Is everybody listens, and I think the first thing that's gonna come to somebody's mind is there's no such thing as no risk. There's no such thing as no risk from me, TW Dawson. Like, I hear you. You're telling me I can use the app, and you guys are all about privacy. But somewhere, you guys gotta be. When I get on the app and you guys get all these listeners to come get your app, there's got to be some of my information you're selling somewhere, and that's how you guys are able to give me these so-called free tokens.
You said two things. One, I'll address the risks, and two, I'll address what our benefit and what our exchange is. So the risk is that there's two risks involved. One, that you're actually going out and you're putting yourself out there and sharing something with somebody that they don't understand, and you probably don't really understand, and you run the risk of maybe somebody not understanding and saying, "Oh, I don't want to do it," and get your feelings hurt.
Yes,
that's one risk.
This is very intense emotional risk, ladies and gentlemen.
So boo-hoo. But risk versus reward. So most people should be able to mitigate that risk.
Yes.
Okay. The second, let's say two risks. That's really the only risk. The only other risk.
So I'm not risking my private information.
No.
Okay.
No. Well, and the thing is, you can't even say you're risking your private information because you're giving your private information to everybody else, to all the other apps. If you're on Facebook, you're giving your private information. If you use WhatsApp, you're giving your private information. If you use Twitter, you're giving your. So
But Facebook isn't giving us anything in our wallet.
They're not giving you anything.
They're not giving me anything.
They're giving you more ads. That's what they're giving.
They're killing me with the ads.
They're killing you with the ads.
They're killing me.
They're killing you with the ads. And with us, our privacy, it's a privacy app. Because again, the founders have been around this world, and they've worked with people from all countries, developing countries, and they see that most opportunities out there have a high threshold in order to get into. And for most people in the world,
at least the great opportunities,
they just can't get into those opportunities without major implications on their financial situation right then and there.
Yeah.
It's not possible for some people, right? And so how do we help these people?
Yeah.
What do we do for these people?
Yeah.
What do we do for the people in the Philippines that don't have running water and could barely pay? What do we do for the people in Nigeria that don't have electricity and don't have clean water? What do we do for the people, in Malaysia? How do we help these people? We lower the barrier of entry to an opportunity that can possibly change their life. Crypto by itself can change a lot of things for a lot of people, just from the examples you talked about.
Yeah.
But it allows a certain kind of freedom. You're not free unless your money is free. If they control your money, they control you.
That's why the decentralization aspect of crypto is why so many people are being drawn to it. But like you said, it's but I don't know what it is. This is the most subtle way. Like I gotta be honest with you. I wish Punk Panda was something was an app, 6 years ago. You know what I mean? Because you guys would have saved me a ton of money.
Yeah.
You know, just throwing out there and jumping to people saying, "Hey, you should go get this."
Yeah.
But having that kind of platform where I could have it being accrued or build up for me in the background without me paying attention to it. Then there's the piece where I can have a platform where you said the way the ecosystem is growing on the app.
Yeah.
I can get education.
Yes.
I could if I want to go further.
Yes.
I can get more education in the world of crypto.
And this is important. I don't know if you are you familiar with Forex?
Yes.
So
I used to do Forex too.
You know Forex is a scam, right?
I didn't know that, but I felt like after I lost a ton of money,
no, seriously. So Forex was closed to all normal people. It was only for banks and countries and stuff like that. They opened it up for normal people. So they lowered the barrier of entry.
Okay.
So they allowed regular people to come in, right?
Yep. They let regular people come in.
And then they set up these educational things. Now all of a sudden online, all you see is education. But they all had an agenda to educate you so that you would put your money in. So that new money was for the old investors.
Oh, okay. For all the bears.
Yeah, because think about it. What makes you think you can go into an industry that people have been doing for 30, 40 years and take food off of somebody else's table and put it on your table?
Wow.
Think about that. You saw a few YouTube videos, you went through a little course, and now
like,
you're going to try to invest in Forex. And what happened with you?
Yeah, I lost some money.
And that money went to somebody that backed those programs so that you can get into them.
Wow.
That's how it goes.
So sad. So sad, ladies and gentlemen.
Going back to what I was saying, our academy doesn't have an agenda.
Okay.
So you can go online and see crypto this, crypto that, and it all has some of it has agendas. They teach you so you can get into the market and do the same thing like Forex, new money.
Yeah.
Again, you want the easiest way for the crypto market to go up again is for somebody
more
to
money.
tweet something that this is going to be the next big thing, and new investors bring in new money, so then all the people that have holdings
gonna get out.
Once that new money comes. You got it now. Yeah. But see, with our academy, we're genuinely teaching you how to mitigate all that, understand the industry, and understand how you can take an opportunity like Punk Panda in this bear market, hold it for a few years, and then allow that to build for a nest egg in the future. Yeah. We have a program right now that we just unleashed called, it's the BTC staking program. If you buy $200, $250 worth of Punk Panda, we're going to give you interest in Bitcoin.
Wow. That's huge. But the hugest thing, I think, from what you just shared is you'll teach me on the platform, you know, should I choose to be further educated, right? To mitigate those different, you know, risk in the crypto world. But I can't help but keep being reminded, as far as my Punk Panda tokens, I'm not risking anything. Like so if the market does great again, and one of my Punk Panda tokens are $4, or if it goes through another, you know, regression and it's 4 cents, I didn't spend money to get these tokens. By me just using the app, and not necessarily, because again, I want to make this point clear, doesn't get confused. It's not saying, hey, unless you come to our crypto education platform school, you don't get any tokens. Like, no, like, right? Like me just, if I want to just use the app for texting and sending files to like people that I already do that for, I'm just getting a buildup of tokens in my wallet for free at no cost to me. That's mind blowing.
Well, listen to this. I believe that what we've come up with is going to be a blueprint for future companies moving forward. So what we're actually doing, when you really break it down, is we're sharing in the equity of a company.
That part. That's what I was waiting for you to.
That's what it really boils down to.
Yeah.
We're sharing in the equity. You're helping us build this platform. You're helping us build this network. You're helping us build this ecosystem. Yeah. And then you're benefiting in the upside of it.
Yes.
So with other companies, you have to buy into that.
Yeah.
Tesla.
Yeah.
Apple, Amazon. You would have to buy stocks on the market.
Yep.
in order to benefit in the upside of those companies.
It's kind of like, it reminds me of when you hear of those companies, they said they're, I think the term is employee owned or owned by the employee. It's all their employees that they take on, they have a shared stake into the, and it's a mechanism by which corporations have learned to get more work productivity from their employees. Is, hey, the harder you work for us, the more the better it comes out for you on the back end. Same thing. It's a community driven project. Yeah, we got to have that. We got to have more of those in general.
And what I want to say, and I don't know who the large majority of the demographics of your audience is, but if it looks anything like we do, it's something that we really need to look at. And I know people know me. They know I've been a part of a lot of different things. But again, I'm an entrepreneur.
I think that's all of us. Myself, I've been a part of, multi-level marketing. I've been part of, heck, even at one point, Mary Kay. Look, you got people.
The pink Cadillac,
dude. People, I didn't earn the pink Cadillac. But I think it comes from your earlier point. Talking about being a young man and looking down at yourself and just metaphorically, I think just not liking your condition, right? So you were looking at your clothes, literally, but I think it's the condition that many of us in the in the inner city are. How many adults now, people who are still punching the clock, still looking at your present condition in quotes, right? Whether financial condition, the condition of your miserable work environment, whatever. And you're just trying to find a way out. Now, what I love that you led with is that, hey, this is not. Punk Panda isn't the app, guys, where you could leave your job and come get rich quick, right? This is a segue into being educated about cryptocurrency, right? In a very, indirect, subtle way, slow, smooth, and gradual manner. Where hey, you have this wallet. What do I got to do to you look at these other apps that offer wallets that I've went and download, like Coinbase or these other places. And now I gotta do this step, then this step, and that's how I set my wallet up. Then I gotta make sure I memorize my key codes and get my. When I just download this app, I already have a wallet. Number one.
And immediately you're starting to get an asset into it.
Exactly. Now I don't have to worry about, again, another series of steps. Hey, make sure you do this and do this in order for you to build up this amount of tokens. Like, no, these tokens are things that are entering my wallet that was already set up for me automatically. And then it's an ecosystem further beyond just the app where as I continue to use it just for everyday things, as I continue to just even tell other people about it, as the network of other people using it grows, just like that shared equity of the other companies out there doing the same model in these corporations, we get to share in this growth indirectly in a way that I don't have to be checking on it every day. I gotta attend the Zoom call once a week to make sure I'm scoring these points. I just continue to use the app.
Yep, you just share it with use it, share it, own it. That's our model.
I love
use
that.
Use it,
share it, own it. Yeah. What's the from where it is now? What are the things that are like kind of on the horizon where you see the ecosystem even expanding further than what is now?
So right now, the first thing we wanted to do was unleash the Messenger app. We did that. We had some ups and downs. We had issues, technical issues. We had to do a whole rehaul, and now we are the only messenger app that has its own native messaging service, meaning that we have our own system, our own structure, and that we don't have third parties doing it. We have our own engine. We're the only ones that have our own engine. Everybody else uses third parties to link their stuff together. They use these for the calls, these for the messages. We have our own. We had it built by a company that did one for the Indian military. The country of India, their military. They built 5 or 6 of them for them. The military picked the ones that they wanted, and then the 4 that were left, we got to pick from that. And so we have really high quality, secure messaging service that's amazing. So that was the number one thing. The number 2 thing we also have for those who are in fantasy sports. We have a fantasy sports app.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
And it's called Panda 11.
Okay.
It's the world's first fantasy sports that pays you in crypto. Think about this, Chris. FanDuel, DraftKings, that's what we use around here, right?
Yep.
So let's say you won $1,000 with FanDuel, right?
Yep.
They're going to take a 20% cut out of it off the top. So that's $800.
Yep.
And then they're going to send your information in to the tax office, and you're going to have to pay anywhere between 30 to 40% on that.
Another cut.
So if you win $1,000 on one of those platforms, you leave out with about $450, $500, something like that. With Panda 11, because we pay you in crypto, and crypto are not subject to taxes under certain situations.
Decentralized.
Yes.
Okay.
You will leave out with $850 if you win that same 1,000 versus $500. And our program is not regional, meaning that
certain regions you can't use these other apps.
we'll be playing. So if you wanted to play, let's just say if you was a soccer guy, if you wanted to play soccer or fantasy soccer against the best in the world, you will be open to do that because it's not regional.
Yeah.
Because we're not using fiat.
Yes. So is the for the Panda 11 is that's
another
store. App.
It's another app. It's in iOS, and it's Google doesn't allow crypto fantasy. It was a problem with Google. They wouldn't put it in the store, but you can just go to our panda11.io and download it to your Android from there.
Okay.
And then from there,
anything for iOS yet?
Yo, it's in the App Store. It's in the Apple Store.
Oh, okay. But if I go to panda.io, I can, or panda11.io, I can get it with iPhone or Android.
Well, they'll direct you to the Apple Store.
To the Apple Store for that. Okay.
Yeah, but then if you have an Android, you can just download it from from there. Yep. Okay. And then the other things that we have is we have a Zoom feature that we're bringing out. Basically, no different than how Zoom or video conference. You'll be able to use that feature encrypted.
Is it going to be like the free Zoom where I can only be on for 30 minutes if I got more than 2 people?
That's a good question.
Then Zoom makes you pay for like the...
We will have a free version and we will have a premium version.
Okay.
So I don't know the details and what will be the difference between whether it be time or limit in people. I'm not sure what will be our model to differentiate between the premium and the free model.
In the Punk Panda app, that we started out with, where you already have the wallet that's in there. In the app, is there anything inside the app where I can use those tokens in my wallet to like maybe purchase or like use in any way in the app?
No, there's not yet.
Okay,
but again, we have so many things. The first things first, we had a rough 9 months of getting this app to market because it's the first messenger app with a wallet. It's never been done before.
That's crazy.
So it was just dealing with Apple, dealing with Google, and then, right when we were getting this stuff together, the war happened, and then they had to change their privacy. Then we have a lot of people in Russia. So it was a lot of things that we went through, jumping through a lot of hoops, trying to get this app out. And that was a big held up. So we're like, we finally got the app working. Now we had it out, but now we have to have it working. We had problems with people downloading the app. It was a lot of stuff. But now we're finally to the point where it's actually working. We hit our 1 million mark because our goal was to hit 1 million in the first year. All apps like this Zoom and WhatsApp, they all hit 1 million within their first year, and then they skyrocket to 400 million and more. And the evaluation was really high. So our goal was to hit 1 million in the first year. And we did that.
So what's for you guys now, what do you see as like because you said that the first few months you guys were online, it was like 500,000 users.
Yes.
Do you foresee going into beyond the first year? So let's say like just for the next 6 months, let's say forecast that. What do you see currently in the background happening with the momentum with the new users kind of like
2 things
joining on?
One, once you hit 1 million, that's usually the number that creates critical mass.
Yeah.
Because it only takes a small portion of those people to do the same thing they did for it to double.
And then it like launches.
So we're expecting it to grow exponentially over the next few months because we're hitting that critical mass. But the other thing is we're just now starting to do PR. We're just starting
I totally forgot that part.
Yeah, we did.
You weren't even like pushing. This is like word of mouth. Like how I even got it. It was like, my man told me.
We talked about this in January. Remember? Yeah. And I said maybe after Valentine's Day we can do something.
Yeah.
But that's how long it took for us to get everything. So we had no PR,
that's crazy.
No marketing, no nothing. And we hit
crazy.
1 million.
And look, you guys are getting one of the first circuits of just round of interviews this guy's got lined up.
And listen, this is what I said. I said, Chris, we're starting our marketing. You asked me for an interview a long time ago. This is gonna be the first. I got you first, Chris, my guy.
Dude, aren't you guys sick and tired of like finding out about something like at the like when it's too late? Like I got sick of like people coming to me about this other crypto. It's like my boy. Like he's like, dude, I just like you got to get on this coin. I just made like 10 grand. He's like, and I'm like, how come you didn't tell me before? When you were at ground zero or something. But like, I was really, really, anxious to get you on the show when you guys were ready to really, start putting it out there, man. So not just myself, you know what I mean, but even my like audience could really, take advantage. And again, the biggest, like for me, elephant in the room here is it's not, no, hurry up, Free, put your, $100 in or hurry up, come. Like, no, get that. What are the three rules we had? Said
use it, share it, own it.
Use it, share it, own it. Nowhere in those three is purchase it. You know what I mean? Buy it. It's get in, download the app, Punk Panda for free in the App Store. Use it.
Yeah, but I get a sense that our people are very skeptical about things. So
and that's fair. Can we validate that for a minute?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I can't validate that.
I can't validate. But I'm saying, listen, because there's always the thing, like how we said, we've been in the other types of marketing and other entrepreneur ventures out there, right? And I'm a big person on, taking ownership for our own research that we do, our own time and attention we put into something, right? But there's times where we put, faith into something, hope into something, and it, maybe it turns out to be a scam or we get our money taken.
What about this,
or
Chris?
it's something that we just don't. I think is more of the case than not, or we just don't follow through with something, and that becomes it. Right.
Yeah.
And so
you can't be skeptical. If anything, you're skeptical of yourself.
In a large group of cases.
Yeah.
But there are, again, and that's where I'm trying to like point to the part where even if you want it to be that person's mind where, hey, you want to point to the skepticism in market like this or anything that has to do with apps and crypto is usually take my money, sell me this dream.
Yeah.
And I'm going, but with Punk Panda, I don't see that risk.
Yeah.
I see where, hey, it behooves me to, after I do have it, it behooves me to use it and share it. And if I'm doing that and I'm not sharing something that says where I have to sell something to somebody.
Yeah.
I'm sharing it going, hey, I'm texting people or I'm doing this on this. I'm doing Zoom calls or I'm doing video conferencing.
Do you have Telegram?
I used to.
Okay, so one thing about Telegram is interesting. So if you have Telegram, every single day, it'll populate with one of your contacts. So somebody in my phone, like say for instance, if you don't have Telegram, it'll go boom. It'll just pop up. Chris just joined Telegram.
Yes, I've seen that.
You know what's so interesting about that? Every time one of my contacts populates Telegram, I'm thinking in my head, if Telegram had a platform like this, I will be getting paid every time somebody in my contact, because eventually all my contacts will get on Telegram. Yes. Just the same way all my contacts are getting on WhatsApp. All my contacts are getting on Facebook. Yeah. Eventually all the people on your phone will be on Punk Panda. The question is, would you be the one that led them there? That should stop all the that should stop all the skepticism right there. One day, listen, one day, you'll remember this day when I wore my Punk Panda blue shirt on this podcast.
Yeah, the Punk Panda blue. I love it.
And I told you guys about Punk Panda. I told my community, I came to my guy.
You know they're gonna wait for when PPM is on Robinhood. That's what they're gonna wait. They're gonna wait till where they see it on CNN or the news.
And one day you're gonna be like, "Oh, I heard about that."
It's
and now listen, I understand everybody. This is not for everybody.
It's not.
It's not for everybody.
We said that off air.
Yeah, we said it off air. It's for the people that have taken the time to do a little research and say, So the people that we want to look at this are the people that know enough about crypto to be able to evaluate a company that's going to last. Now, let me just say this. I didn't even say this. We started a brand new crypto company in the beginning of a bear market where all other crypto companies are going out of business.
Facts.
The of us to do something like that.
That's facts. Yeah, y'all was low-key wilding for that.
And we got investors piling up, seeing what we're doing, looking at our ecosystem, pushing it out, going, these guys are on to something. We got a PR company, a top-tier PR company out of Canada that saw our project and said, we want to be paid in your tokens. And they said, don't hire us unless you want us to take your token value price up. So think about this, Chris. They could have took the money, 6-figure payout, and ran with it and said, okay, we'll help these guys do what we market. They said, no. We believe in it so much that we want to take their token. Because if they give us, let's just say the number is 100,000 even.
Yeah.
We could have given them $100,000 and it would have been good. They want $100,000 worth of PPM tokens. So that after they pump this and let the world know, they know that 100,000 is not going to be worth It's not going to be worth 100,000.
Exactly.
So they're excited about working with us.
Yeah.
And we have a cool product. If you haven't seen it, we got the bears with the mohawks with the spikes, and it's a whole thing behind it. And if you haven't, go to YouTube and just go to Punk Panda and look at all the people that are talking about Punk Panda on YouTube.
Oh yeah, I gotta go to
from
YouTube.
All over the world. It's in different languages. We have Russia, we have Ukraine, we have India, we have Pakistani, Indonesia, Malaysia, all kinds of people from Canada, people from Brazil, people from all over the world are going crazy about Punk Panda. And I just don't want my people to be the last ones to jump on.
Nah. Yeah, I can't be. Hey, the good news is that at least for the listeners out there on this platform listening now, you guys won't be the last to hear about it, right? Yeah. Okay, but you may be, if you allow yourself to be, you may be the last to act on it. Because, hey, we can't control that part.
Yeah.
You know? We can lead you to the water, but we can't what?
Can't make them drink.
Can't make them drink.
Can't make them drink.
Can't make them drink. What I also am just like enamored with by you is just the resolve to and people listening to, you know, my journey so far in the show, the resolve to just say I'll never work for someone again. And that's something
not again, ever.
You know, ever. You know, like and that's a big part of our listener base, even if they're not in the crypto, a big part of our listener base are entrepreneurs. A lot of our content is on entrepreneurship. And so every episode we try to at least make our way around this common thing from episode to episode is the areas of faith, family, and finance, right? And so for each guest, what are they in their current journey in life? What are they learning in each of those individual areas? So if I was to quarterback it with you, faith also doesn't have to be relegated to just, you know, spiritual. It could be faith in self. We tell some of our guests that. Some of our guests on the show are atheists. You know, they don't believe in a higher power or anything. So there's that. So if I said for you, in this current, like, just kind of season where you're in with all the work you're doing with, you know, the Punk Panda brand, you know, entrepreneurship, you're at like the CCO level. What are you learning in the area of faith? What's kind of like resonating with you?
Okay, that's a good question. So right now, what I've realized is this right here. I remember speaking to a gentleman of mine, a friend of mine, and he said that some people were questioning, like, how did he get to this level at Punk Panda? What? And then I was talking to my wife about it, and I said, I did a lot of things a long time ago to put myself in this position. I did a lot of things a long time ago, and I stayed true to my vision. I stayed true to my plan. I stayed true to who I was. And when it wasn't popular to be in network marketing, when it wasn't popular to be the type of person that people think a certain way about, but it was when I had to sleep in my car, when I had to keep my business open and didn't have heat at my house, you know what I'm saying? Those types of things, I had to believe in myself.
Yeah.
I had to believe in God first, but then I had to believe in myself.
Because you got to put your feet to the work. Without that, all the faith is void.
I just never stopped.
Yeah.
I never stopped. And through meeting people, and I tell people all the time, this is how I'm going to answer the question. We're always doing an interview or audition. We're auditioning our whole life. When I get out of my car and walk into this building, I'm auditioning for something. Somebody's going to see me. Yeah. Somebody's watching. So we're auditioning. We're doing two things. We're auditioning for a potential position that's higher, and we're also auditioning for people to come join our opportunity. So people that can help you are watching you, and people that you can help are watching you at all times. So the faith is to stay true to that and keep that balance. Knowing that my partner, Albert Muir, we were involved in another company together. And I came in, I did what I did. I broke some records. I did a whole bunch of stuff. Good stuff. And he saw that. He said something to me during that process that I don't know if he was supposed to say it, but when he said it, I knew that he really appreciated my contribution to that organization when other people around me didn't.
Okay.
And so I had a bond with him because it was a real bond that I understood, that he understood who I was. And we're alike in a lot of ways. We're rough around the edges. I don't pronounce all my words right. I don't say things right. I didn't go to college. But he didn't either. Matter of fact, he'll tell you he never graduated from high school.
Wow.
But yet he's the CEO of a potential $1 billion company. And so when you're doing the things that you do, you meet people like that. And one day you get a call. One of my friends, hey, Albert's trying to reach you. I didn't see Albert in 5, 6, 7 years. He moved to Malaysia. And then eventually he called me. We talked, let's do some business. Let's do this. Let's do that. We started with one thing, then another, we're waiting for another part. None of those things worked. Then finally this came. And here we are.
Wow.
But again, it's a journey.
And what I like is you said you did some right things a long time ago. And I think people forget sometimes to show up, like you said, to every opportunity with 110%.
Yes.
Because it might not be the thing that comes to fruition in that moment.
Absolutely.
But tomorrow, someone remembers yesterday who came with 110%. Because I have an opportunity today.
Yes.
And I'm looking for the people that I already saw and came across yesterday.
We're auditioning for something every day.
Yeah, I love that.
You can be in the Mary Kay and it don't work. You could have lost in Forex, but it didn't work. But somebody watched how you handled it, how you mitigated that. And they said, this kind of guy right here, we need.
I need that. And
that's my testimony right there.
I love that, bro. That's rich. That's rich right there. So it's the 3 F's. Faith. Next one is family.
Family.
What are you learning these days in the area of family?
Oh man, that's very important. Well, first of all, just not long ago, earlier look at that. I got these socks on.
Look, he must have knew he was gonna ask that question, y'all.
I didn't know. I got the socks on with my kids on it.
Oh, look at that, man. That's awesome.
I'm looking because I don't even wear socks like that no more. I actually got dressed up for this, I wear flip-flops or just gym clothes. That's how I, and then I do mostly Zoom, so it's just a top. So
he's a total martial arts guy, too, y'all. He's like in a gi on the weekend.
So I threw some socks on, and I said, oh man, you know what? I got 2 pair because I lost 1 pair, then they got me a pair again. One says I love daddy, and one says best dad ever. And
awesome.
And then I said to myself, I said, it's amazing being a father. It's amazing having the responsibility to bring kids into this world and teach them the right way. and for them to love you and for them to care. So I just realized when it comes to family, stepping up to the plate, ringing the bell, being the man that your family needs. Not necessarily the man that your family wants, but the man that your family needs. There's a difference. See, children, women and children, they always concerned about what they want. But that's not our responsibility. Now, we can give them what they want, but we're required to give them what they need. And sometimes it's not what they want. And so balancing that is so important. But when you're able to balance it the right way, your kids, your wife, they'll love you.
Yeah, I love it. Give them what they need. Giving y'all some gems, man. Chew this up. Look, crypto or not, if you ain't into it, you better chew these up, man. A lot of entrepreneurs out there are struggling with just that thing of how to balance. At least that's been my own that I've, admitted here on the show more than one time. This, the top of this year is my first time being a 100% entrepreneur. Yeah. So I've always delved, dabbled.
Let me add something to that then. With that being said, so as an entrepreneur, we are conflicted sometimes because we're our time. So if you eliminate that desire or that urge to give them what they want and only give them what they need, you're satisfying what's required, and you have the time to go out and do that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think a lot of time is I'll use wasted, but is foregone putting it into a bunch of catering to every want that's out there, right?
Because, they want you to be at the game, but they don't need you to be at the game.
Yeah, but they need food on the table.
There you go.
They need this rent paid, the mortgage.
There you go. And sometimes we're guilted into not doing the right things.
Yeah,
because they don't see the short. They see men and women are different, and children usually take on the thought process of the woman because that's the one that's nurturing them.
Okay.
So when a man, his job is to see things long term. A woman is concerned about her present. She's happy now. We have to stretch that vision out further out.
So do you think that's why, while you're talking, I'm reminded of that quote from Black Panther when the Black Panther's in that dream stage or whatever. He's talking to his dad, and his dad tells him it's hard for a good man to be king. Because he's so worried about pleasing everybody else who was back home in Wakanda, and making the hard decision. Was like, hey, this is what a king has to do.
The hard decision
has to make the hard decisions.
Is being away from your family for 2 months just to provide the lifestyle that they want for 2 years, 20 years.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? That's the hard part.
That's deep. Yeah.
So when you focus on their needs, when you identify what their needs are and say, look, if I can provide for you those wants, I will.
Okay.
If I'm able to, I will. But I'm really only required. And it's not like I'm saying I don't want to do those things.
Yeah, it's not an egregious sentiment here.
I'm not doing that. No, it's not that. It's just that. Okay, let me just say this right here. What's the last one? Because I don't want to cross over into what's the last one?
Finance is the last one. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so I'll wait on that.
Yeah.
I'll wait on that one, but I knew it's gonna connect.
Yep.
But the point is this right here is that I'll say it now because we'll just transition
into it.
The point is this right here. If a man's purpose and his number one priority is not his mission, his purpose, then he's no good to his family. The minute a man makes his number one priority his family or his wife, that's when things start to fall apart. I know that's unpopular.
That's unpopular, man.
But
you got people who's cringing right now.
Absolutely. But what I'm saying is this right here. A man's purpose is more important. Okay, we just go to the Bible. Many plans are in a man's heart, but it's only God's purpose that will prevail. Right? So it's his purpose that's more important than any of that. Your plans is to spend time with your family. Your plans is to marry this wife and live off in the sunset. Your plans is to go to these games and stuff. But your purpose is what will prevail if you are to be what God has made you to be. So you can argue with that if you want.
Yeah. Woo. That sound like it's reading, yo.
Any man that's not in his purpose is an unhappy man.
Oh, that's a fact.
Absolutely.
I know that.
So then if you're unhappy, you can't make them happy.
That part.
You see what I'm saying?
And that's the part where I told people years back now, when I made the decision, hard as heck decision, to leave that 6-figure job at the police department.
Mm-hmm.
And people looked at me like, bro, you got 3 kids.
Mm-hmm.
You crazy. But that wasn't my purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And I was unhappy.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized coming home every day after coming off of a third shift, being unhappy, sitting in a patrol car night after night, my children were being met at the door with the sad, depressed looking, no energy dad. And they're losing out on the vitality they should have of their dad. Like how traumatic, right, for the social workers and therapists out there listening, is that to a child who only sees their parent looking sad and doesn't see their parent happy and smiling. Like, you could say, yeah, oh well, you need to first, make sure, you bring in, this 6-figure check home. Okay, but if it's at the cost of long term having that being destroyed, like their state, right? If I work in an opposite direction, if I first, like you said, find my purpose, now they see a stronger dad, happier dad, a more patient dad. And then when you're in your purpose, and like we said earlier in the show, when I'm in my purpose, I'm putting my feet to the ground. I'm actually doing what I was called to do, doing what I was meant to do, what I'm gifted to do. All the other things move seamlessly out of your way. Like it makes a way for you, right? When you find and get connected with the purpose, with the gift, with the talent, the thing you've been called to do, everything else falls in line. It's
just the hardest thing to find that.
It definitely is hard.
We second guess ourselves. We don't know. I'm fortunate. I don't know. You could say blessed. You could say fortunate. You could say a lot of different things, but there's not a day to go by that I don't think about how the circumstances that occurred in my life allowed me to be where I'm at right now. And any one little thing could have been different, and it couldn't be. It
would have changed. Yeah,
But for some reason, I had something inside me as a young man that was just a little bit different. I had a little gene in me that something that was a little bit different. I was a little more, when I say competitive, I was just, I don't know, it was something about me. And I guess that's what entrepreneurs need to have.
Yeah.
You got to have something different in you to be able to withstand, because people don't have the stomach for this life.
No.
It's
hard. It's tough.
Because people around you are going to criticize you. People around you are going to say you should be doing this. How about this? I retired from cutting hair in my prime. Right in the middle of my prime. 2 weeks notice. I gave a 2-week notice to cutting hair.
Wow.
I got a shop. I got a whole lease for another year. I got customers. I got, no lie, I'm not even exaggerating, at least $3,000 worth of customers on the books per week. I'm doing appointments. They're all lined up. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I'm doing $1,000 to $1,500 on each one of those days. From 6 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock at night, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. At on average, $40 to $50 a haircut.
Wow.
And one day, I'm driving back from Massachusetts, and I heard a Jay-Z song, Dear Summer. And I realized how unappreciative I was, or people didn't appreciate me. The song had this thing about you're gonna miss me, and this, when I'm going. And I don't remember the song like that, but I just remember hearing the song, going, "Wow, this is my career right here. I've done so many things in this career. I've broken so many records, set so much precedence. I'm the first guy at 15 years old to work in a barbershop professionally.
Yeah."
I'm the first one to bring this style, this trend, this, that. I had a barbershop that I spent over $50,000 just in decorating the inside of it. This was back in 2004.
Wow.
Marble floors, Italian sculpture, just the whole thing was just beautiful.
Wow.
I wore suits to work every day.
Yeah, that guy.
You see what I'm saying? So I took it to a whole nother level. And I'm like, the contribution that I have for the young guys to come into this industry, it seems like it's just being squandered. And I just got to the point where my clients were kind of getting to the point where they was I come in at 6 o'clock in the morning when I came in, sometimes 5. And as a matter of fact, that day, what really got me, I was in Boston. I had a customer call me. It's like, my grandmother died. I got to go to North Carolina. Now, I love doing haircuts, specialty haircuts, haircuts that nobody else can do. Customers have special needs in their hair. That's what I live for that. And that's the only haircuts I really do now.
Yeah.
So I knew that if I didn't come back, if I didn't leave Boston right then, I wouldn't make it back in time for him to leave. I left Boston at 12 o'clock at night just to he had to leave at like 4 or 5 in the morning.
Oh, damn.
That's how committed I was to my clients. And when I did that, I said, oh man, now I got another client. I was going to take the day off. But then I said, no, I can't take the day off. Now I'm here already. I was going to stay in Boston.
Yeah, you're here now.
And I had another client at 6 o'clock. I finished his here at 4:30. I sat in a chair for an hour and a half, waited for my customer to come. I didn't sleep all night. And I was like, yeah, I can't sustain this. I said, I'm not living my life. I make good money.
Hold on, the customer didn't come?
No, he came.
Oh, okay.
He came and I did him. But then I said, if I go home and try to go to sleep, my next customer coming at 6.
Yeah.
No so I sat in the chair for an hour and a half, waited for my customer. That day I decided, I said, I'm going to give 2 weeks. I'm done. Wow. And so those are the hard decisions as an entrepreneur, to make those decisions. Not that I wasn't happy. People actually, do I miss it? No, I miss being around those people. I don't miss standing up, cutting hair. It was wearing on my body. I was doing this since I was 15.
Yeah.
I think I retired at 35 or something like that.
You done already did a average person's.
Exactly. And that's another thing I said. I said, if you're doing the same thing at 15 that you're doing at 40, something's wrong. So I had to evolve. And
I mean, what do you say to somebody that says, what if it's something that they just enjoy doing? Is that,
you
think
that's fine. But
they're doing the same thing?
But still, you have to evolve in it. I've evolved as much as I possibly could. Listen, okay, this is not about that, but if we're going to talk about who's the best barbers in this city, whether you like me or not, my name's going to come up. Period.
Yeah.
Period. You're not going to leave my name out. And most people are going to have me one.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I did that, and that took work to do that. So what else is there?
Yeah. Besides, having a franchise chain of a bunch of shops and all that.
There's no money. There's no money. That's not my. That's the type of. You know what I'm saying? That's not the type of money I'm looking at. I'm looking at a different type of money. That this doesn't. This was good at 15 money.
Yeah.
Good at young man money.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Nah, you're right.
I need a different type of dollar sign. I need extra zeros that this industry don't provide.
Exactly.
And this industry was holding me back from getting that. Because I was stuck to that chair.
Yeah, from 6 to 8 o'clock at night, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. We said the last one was finance.
Yes.
You briefly touched on it, but what's the thing that you're learning? So I think the first two, you've been sharing kind of, what are the kind of ideologies you bring to the table when you approach those two. For this last one, what I really want you to zero in on is not so much what's your approach, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want you to zero in on what is it that you're truly learning for yourself. Because a thing is, whether we have a guest on the show who's an expert in a certain area, or just they sound very well spoken in whatever area that they're talking about, right? I always like presenting to the audience individuals who convey to the listener that I'm forever still evolving and learning.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't got it all. I don't got all the answers. And I think that's, correct me if I'm wrong, you could yourself attribute that characteristic trait to a lot of your success is that the people you've networked with, cross paths with, you don't carry yourself in a way when you have to meet these new people or have new opportunities where you're this know-it-all. Like, you know what I mean? So what is the thing for you for the area of finance that you're learning in this season?
I'm gonna use this example, a Marvel Comics example, because I love this. This is probably one of my favorite statements, my favorite parts in any Marvel movie I ever saw. This was Age of Ultron. Tony Stark's David Banner was trying to figure out how to create the thing to create Ultron and Jarvis. And then Tony Stark came in there and said such and such and such and such. And somebody's like, when did you become a expert in nuclear physics? And he looked at him and said, last night. And he kept doing what he was doing. And a lot of people didn't notice that. But you know the meme now with Leonardo da Vinci? That right there. It was at that moment I realized, wow, those are characteristics that I have. That if I don't know something, I will sit down and research it literally all night. Until I become proficient. And in a week, I'm a master of it. So when it comes to learning in finances is evolving.
That part.
Full disclosure. A year ago this time, I didn't know much about crypto. As a matter of fact, I got into crypto May 2021.
Wow.
And I can sit and have a conversation with anybody. I've written articles on crypto.
Wow. Yeah. That part. And that's the kind of commitment that no matter what industry you're in, listener, what entrepreneurial space, you should have that type of commitment to educating yourself in any industry you're involved in. Like, and it's not to be, again, if you're the person, like how we mentioned at the top of the show, if you're not educating yourself so you could say, oh, I want to come in first place and not be said, okay, fine. But if you think it's worth your time, if you're gonna wake up and
let me say this to you.
And hold on. If you're gonna wake up and take time away from the other the family, to go do it.
Yes.
Like the military use this phrase, anything worth doing is worth overdoing. Moderation is for cowards.
Love it.
A lot of people don't like that.
I love it.
But that's my sentiment. Like, listen, I'm trying to get.
You could name off a bunch of those things like that, and every single one will get my blood boiling. I love it because that's the difference between the guys who have and the guys that have not. That's it.
And the cool thing, right? The relief for someone such as yourself or myself who believes in that is. If you don't adopt that mindset, hey, no harm to me, no harm, no foul. You keep going whatever rate you're going.
Again, this is a quote from Diddy. He said, "If you went to sleep broke,
you ain't have no business going to sleep."
No, he said, if you woke up broke, why did you go?
You have no business going to sleep.
And my wife would really be mad at me. Because see, in this entrepreneur thing, there's ups and downs. I remember one industry closing down and I had to start a whole nother industry. I wouldn't even go to sleep. I would be downstairs on a YouTube, literally all night, no sleep. She would be mad. We separated because of it. But I didn't care because I knew I had to do it. Because I knew that, okay, there's transitions in this entrepreneur stuff. You got to go from, it's like monkey bars, one thing to another. And sometimes that stretch is a little bit where when you let go of one thing and you're reaching for the other, the word is faith, right? You got to have faith to let go of something that you want, that you have, to reach for something that you want. I'm going to say it one more time. Faith is having something that you have, right? Having something, holding on to something that you have. Faith is when you let go of what you have, but what you want is just far enough that you have to let go of what you have in order to get what you want. In the middle part, when you don't have this and you don't have that, that is faith. And for an entrepreneur, there's seasons like that. And so what I do during those seasons is I educate myself. The only thing I can do in my downtime is educate myself.
It's the other currency. We've talked on the show. It's the three currencies are money, knowledge, and time. And if you don't have one and want one of the ones you don't have, you just use the others that you have. So you had time. And you may not have had money. It might have been an entrepreneurial transition, but you used the time you had to get the other currency, knowledge. And then with time and knowledge, I could get money.
Yo, if you broke nowadays, it's your fault.
Yo,
I don't know if I was supposed to say that.
Why you making people mad on my show,
yo,
bro?
Listen, it's your fault.
Why you making people so upset right now?
So many things you can do to make money. I gave 4 ideas of making money to people this week and help people start businesses this week. Just this week.
That had nothing to do with crypto.
Nothing.
Wow.
And you know and you know what I did? I even became a partner with them.
Wow, that part. Look, I'm telling you this, and I'll double down and back up what I'm saying.
I'll join in with you.
Wow.
Because I know it'll work.
And that's the part where I tell people, man, other entrepreneurs or hopeful entrepreneurs, is that like you could ask God for something, but be ready when it's standing in front of you, when an opportunity presents itself. Yeah. Like, right? Because just like you said, like somebody could be like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do this move, but I don't have the money. That's the excuse they run with. And then somebody such as yourself, you mess around and don't know who you speaking to. You talking to T.W. Dawson, and he hears a good idea and go, oh, that's your only problem? You don't have no money? All right, I'll go in on you. Now what's the excuse now?
No excuse.
Because then now you have to be ready to activate everything else that's necessary.
Chances are I wouldn't do that though. Because
no, I'm just saying.
The reason why I wouldn't do it is because most people use those excuses. They'll never succeed regardless, with money or without money.
Or a lot of times when you just confront somebody with that degree of they start stutter stepping anyway. And so you can see you have people that are asking for things that they are not prepared for.
Yeah, people.
Like it reminds me of the story in the Bible too, where it's like the people that are praying to whose God is stronger for the fire to come down, right? And you got the people getting the water buckets ready.
Beelzebub.
Yeah, you got we're getting water buckets ready because we know when we ask this thing, it's gonna happen. So it's like, I found myself guilty of that thing, like asking for things like help. God, send me people. Send me and it's like, okay, you realize you got this person that you know already, or you got this person that has this skill that you could have connect with or networked with. What's the excuse now? And when you're that committed to not just getting something you want or even need, but committed to also holding yourself accountable and going, hey, am I doing all that I know to do? Capable of doing? Yeah, like right, the dollar, the money, right, could be a bunch of our excuses, but put that aside for a second. Yep. Are you doing everything else in the in-between? Like you said, are you getting educated? Are you educating yourself in the in-between while you're waiting for maybe the resource or the money part to come together? What else are you doing with your time? Yeah. Or is it going to just be, I'm going to use this time to just keep complaining that I don't got money?
I remember having this conversation with somebody and I said, it's like, oh, so if I gave you $10 million, what you gonna do with it? What are you gonna do with it? You don't even have a plan for
it. And here's the other F. Most times, it's because a lack of faith in self or of God or whatever higher power. It's you don't really believe that day will ever happen. Yeah. And because you believe that it won't ever happen, you're absolutely right. What's the saying? Whether you think you can or you can't, either way, you're absolutely right.
You're right.
And that's it. I've heard that exercise a number of times from other sources. Like every person needs to do that. Is get a piece of paper. Don't got to be $10 million. You can think of a small number, $5,000. If I give you $5,000 for your business right now, what would you do with it? Yeah. If you had a $5,000 invoice go out, somebody hit you up and go, what?
They don't have a plan.
Yeah, we can't do that, y'all.
You got to be able to see it before you can have it. You know that. So you have to have so anytime I have a transition, I know what I'm getting out of this process. I know what the end result is going to be. I know that learning this, I'm going to start this and I'm going to do this. I know how many clients I need to hit the threshold, the number. And once I get the number, I know exactly what I'm going to do. It's okay. So this year, my son's going to college. I got to pay for this. I got to pay for that. I need this. I need this. So I need to upgrade my car. I'm going to move. I'm going to need this amount of money from what I'm doing now. Yeah. So now I have built-in equity, meaning that I can start a new industry today and literally make money in a few months from it. Most people don't have that because I have assortment of skill sets already to go with that. So now I'm only just learning the intricacies of this.
That's
why
thing,
when crypto it was easy for me. I won't say easy because it was difficult. It's still difficult. There's a lot of things I don't know about crypto. But for the most part, I deal with people. I know how to deal with people. I know how to negotiate. I understand the economic system. I understand banking.
Numbers.
I understand. I understand all those other things around it. So now all I have to understand is one aspect of it, and I can take all the skill sets that I've learned on all my other downsides or my other transitional and put it into here, and I can literally make money in a few months. So no matter what, you know what I'm saying? No matter what the situation is now, I know that, okay, and then honestly, Chris, I don't look at anything that I can't make $150,000 a month from. If it don't have that type of potential, a lot of times entrepreneurs are looking at things that are too small. And this is a conversation I had with one of my partners. It's that in between time. We have projects on the books right now that are in the B's. We have projects that we're.
What do you mean when you say in the B's?
Billions.
Oh, wow.
Hundreds of billions. We have projects waiting. Paperwork, contracts. We're setting stuff up, dealing with countries, sovereign nations, banks. Decentralized. We have our own bank. We started. It's just a lot of stuff. You see what I'm saying? But those things take time, and basically within 1 year we educated ourselves on just this whole. I talked to you off camera. It's a whole nother financial industry out there that's over all the stuff we know. And we've educated ourselves on that. We didn't knew about it, but didn't know about it. Knew about it, but didn't understand it. We took a year, and we're close to closing deals on this platform. Just doing. So I say that to say, so then you got these big aspirations. This is what I'm saying to the entrepreneurs. You got these aspirations of this big thing, but you still have your day to day. So how do you mitigate working on something for a year that you might not see the benefit from, but when you do see the benefit, it'll change generations, or it'll just change your generation, you know, but you still have to maintain on a day-to-day. So you still have to have smaller projects. And that's what people don't understand, entrepreneurs. You always have to have small projects. I cut hair, I'm an entrepreneur, but guess what? I had a real estate company while I was cutting hair. I had restaurants. I had all kinds of other things that I was making money from. Network marketing. I had other things that I was making money from. So it was always a foundation, a base. You have a base. And your base could have been your 6-figure income. But but you had to figure out how. Maybe you could have maybe you would have got hurt and been on, you know what I'm saying, leave or something. Then now that would have gave you the ability with that foundation to go do something like that. And one more thing I'll say about finances, and this is for the younger people out there. Because once you get to my age, you're less likely to take as many risks because you have a family. Young man, the one thing that you need to be focused on right now is your finances. You cannot expect to have a family and cannot provide for that family. What do I mean? If you're working at a company right now and your CEO falls sick, could you run that company? Most people say, no, I can't run a company. Why? Because you don't have the experience. A family is a company. And a young man, you just don't have that experience. So the main thing that you want to do is focus on your career, your finances. And through your career and finances, you're going to learn and get real world experience. You're going to learn how to deal with people. You're going to learn how to negotiate with people. And those are all skills that are beneficial in your marriage, beneficial in your family. Learning how to negotiate, learning things don't always go right. Don't go with problem solving.
You got to learn how to negotiate in marriage.
But if you're a kid and you only had one job or doing one thing and you get married, you think, you're not prepared for that.
Nah,
you're just not. So you need to prepare yourself by getting the skill sets that you need. And it's no marriage skill sets. It's life. It's real life skill sets. And then the biggest burden in marriage is finances or lack of. So once you get that right, then you're in a position to really say, okay, I've got my career, I'm stable, I'm making a certain amount. Now I can afford this house, I can afford this car, I can afford these things. And now I don't have to bring my wife on a roller coaster up and down of my entrepreneurship because they are not built for that. The one thing they want more than anything else is security.
Yeah.
They're not built. Most women are not built for that. So as an entrepreneur, it's very difficult. You got to take all your big risks now where you can still go sleep on the couch at your mother's house if you had to, or your boy's house, or in your car.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You can't do that with a
wife
family.
and 3 kids.
You can't do that. You can't bring them through that.
Yeah.
She will be there with you to a certain point, and she will resent you at some point.
Yes.
So I'm just giving you that as an entrepreneur. This is a different kind of lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have to, look, I don't think an entrepreneur should even think about marriage until he's in his mid to late 30s. Unless you hit it at 25. Unless you hit it big at 25, then maybe. Yeah. But then you still want to have fun at 25. So why even think about it? You know?
To each his own. Hey, before we wrap up, man, we got to end every episode of Free Lunch with some free food for the people's soul, man. Okay. So what's going to be the way food edifies the body, man? What's going to be the one thing you want the listeners to take away from everything that we talked about on the show so far, or something new, a new thought? What is something for the people to chew on to edify their soul?
All right.
And then I'll have you plug in, anywhere on social media. People connect with you, all that.
Well, I said so much. So I don't want to make this long drawn out. So I just give you a quote one of my favorite quotes. Matter of fact, I'm going to give you a few favorite quotes. How about that? I'll just end with a couple favorite quotes. And these kind of empathize who I am. One is by Frank Vandersloot. He says that if a man is in poverty, it's because that man has not made himself useful to the world. When a man makes himself useful, the world will compensate him accordingly. Fire. I'm gonna say that. That's one of my favorite quotes. One of my favorite quotes. And another one, and I'll say the name 45. You can take my money, you can take my cars, you can take my houses, but you can't take what I know. If I made it once, I'll make it again. And these are the true spirits of entrepreneurship.
Made it once, I'll make it again.
You can take all my assets. That's why when I'm in that car with nothing, I'm not afraid. I'm not scared. I'm not giving up because they can't take what I know.
Some currency can't be taken, and that's why again, knowledge. They say knowledge is power. Mm-hmm. Because of what you got up in here, that's going to be the thing to help you be able to do it again. If need be, start from scratch if need be. I love it, man. Thank you so much, my man Smooth, TW Dawson, for coming through, man.
Absolutely.
Let the people know where they could, if they want to pick your brain some more or find all the other things that you're into, or just troll you on social media.
I got social media,
or a website, anything,
the best way, if you want to hear more this type of dialogue, I got a YouTube channel, TW Dawson. You could just Google TW Dawson. If you just Google TW Dawson, all my stuff will come up.
When you've been doing this long, folks,
you know what I mean? It'll come up, If you want information on Punk Panda, you can Google Punk Panda.
Again, we'll have the link in the description you gotta have in the podcast episode.
It's by the way, the app is invite only. So the only way, if you're hearing it, I got to get this guy's invite code on there so you can.
So you guys got to go into the description of the podcast episode. You guys can find all that.
And I want to leave one more thing. Just a long time ago, I came up with a mission statement for myself.
Okay.
And I think that's very important for entrepreneurs as well. And I don't want to go too long with it, but my mission statement is to unleash the potential power within you by adding the extra to your ordinary, the super to your natural, and the above to your average through education, inspiration, and motivation. And when you come up with stuff like that, that kind of puts you on a path. That's my path, to inspire people, to motivate people, to educate people, to add to the extra, to add the super to your natural, the above to your average, and the extra to your ordinary. Everybody has potential to be a superstar. Everybody has the potential to be great, but somebody has to unlock that. And sometimes, like I said, with the guy Chuck Street, he unlocked something in me.
Yeah. And then circled back 5 years later to come get it.
Yeah.
He said, hey.
Yeah.
Where you at, man? I love that.
That's what I'm saying.
I love it.
You gotta have a mission statement for yourself. You gotta know what direction you're going. Because I know we talk about purpose and finding your purpose, but it's easier to find your purpose if you come up with a statement. It's like you are a company. There's a book I read a long time ago called You Inc. Changed my life. I am a company. I am a brand. Like I said, I'm always auditioning. I'm always auditioning everywhere I go. People see me.
Yo, thank you so much, man.
My pleasure.
Much. Like this is probably our record podcast episode. This probably has gone the longest conversation. But I already knew that, which is why I was so anxious to get you on the show. It's like you're one of those brains,
and we didn't even talk about half the stuff we could talk about.
You're one of those brains, which is again, guys. This is how you trick them into coming on the show again. This is how you get them in the studio again. But you got so much. Just a wealth to give. You want to? I call those people dynamic peoples. You know what I mean? They're not like it's so many layers. You know what I'm saying?
I always just wanted to be formidable in anything that I did. Anything. Somebody mentioned my name. If you show up to a competition, they say TW's there. You're gonna be like, ah. If you show up somewhere racing cars, if you come to a fashion show, this guy, I can't win. You know, that's always been my thing.
I love that, man. That's me.
I show up, then you're gonna have an issue because you're gonna have to deal with it. And if you win, you're gonna have to go through me.
This guy. So. Not to mention this dude's a whole fellow black belt classmate of mine. I've been to dojo with this guy.
Yep.
Yo, dynamic human being, man. I love it, man. I love it. Thank you so much. Brother. Punk Panda. Make sure y'all get the app. I'm gonna be looking for y'all in the app too. Y'all better make sure you go into the description though, because yes, you gotta be invited. You'll be in the app trying to wait for an invite code from one of your friends. I'm sure somebody out there at this point with over 1 million and counting.
Not many in the United States though.
1 million and counting. Somewhere is connected.
Russia, India is a big group. Nigeria is a big group.
Well, it done made its way to New England because I got an invite from somebody, and then it went on from there. So I got at least probably 10 people that I personally know that's already been upload up there. I'm definitely looking forward to check out the Panda 11.
Yeah,
that. But yeah. So until next time, Punk Panda, TW Dawson, smooth. Thank you, man. It's free lunch, free food for your soul, y'all. Peace.